You want to drive your enemies nuts? Have a lot more fun than they are.
Remember I said when I'd be a little bit wild and would have a lot of fun, they'd say, he's not acting presidential. And I'd say, well, it's a lot easier to act presidential than to do what I do. Anybody can act presidential. Ladies and gentlemen of the state of Florida, thank you very much for being here. You are tremendous people. And I will leave now because I am boring you to death. Thank you. I can be more presidential than any president in history, except for possibly Abe Lincoln with a big hat. I don't know if I can.
Abe Lincoln with the big hat. Could you imagine Abe and Trump in a debate? Check out Mr. Big Hat over here. Mr. Big Hat. What's he hiding under there, Mr. Big Hat? Another smaller hat? All right, so what's all this fun causing? The people not having fun are getting sick of you, of Trump, of themselves. For example, since Trump got elected, there's been a jump in patients suffering from what scientists call Trump anxiety disorder, or TAD. TAD. Isn't everything bad named Tad? I mean, do you know a good Tad? By the way, that was a tadpole. Went a long way for that joke. Went a long way. Wasted a lot of time for that one. All right. According to CBC News, a symptom of TAD is a feeling as if the world is ending. Wonder who's spreading that.
Donald Trump and his erratic behavior could be leading the United States towards World War III.
We're talking about annihilating millions of people. Yeah.
If this border wall happens, it will be an unprecedented environmental catastrophe.
We can't begin to normalize this. This is dangerous. This is childish. This is unpresidential.
This is it, the end of the presidential race, and it feels like the end of the world.
Of course. Now, it's easy to mock the suffering, but I'm not. When you see what's coming out of the quivering Cronkites, you can't blame gentler souls for falling ill. There's a whole industry selling us fear, and they're calling it facts. That's another symptom, that the fear spreads faster than a cold sore from Bill Clinton. Fear sells. What? Fear sells. Fear sells. So now the media has replaced climate change with Trump change as their apocalyptic wish fulfillment. Everything bad in this world is Trump's fault. Pick any bad news and you can trace it back to him. Even stuff that happened before he was born. World War I, Trump's fault. World War II, Trump's fault. Synchronized swimming, Trump's fault. The problem, things just keep getting better. We're doing pretty good with North Korea and the Middle East. GDP's going up and unemployment keeps dropping. Consumer confidence is higher than Obama's mom jeans. We have peace and prosperity, yet the other networks see doomsday. Every day is doomsday. And there's the problem. If every day is doomsday, how do you know what the real doomsday is? What we need is a super duper doomsday.
What if everything you knew about doomsday was wrong? Get ready for Super Duper Doomsday.
Where it's really the end of the world for sure, no lie. It's going to happen, we swear, so buckle up, you're going to die, and so is everyone else. It all starts when President Trump severely slices a tee shot while golfing at Mar-a-Lago. The ball careens off into space, striking a nearby asteroid, which then crashes into the moon, splitting it into thousands of pieces. Moon fragments smash Earth's TV satellites, causing them to only broadcast The View 24 hours a day. This causes the world's IQ to plummet dramatically. Except for Chris Cuomo, he actually becomes smarter.
I missed you, my friends. What do you say? Let's get after it.
Human idiots begin chasing each other in stores with alligators, causing Dana Perino to swear like a sailor. Turtles quickly become the dominant species and start eating everything, causing them to grow at an exponential rate. The UN responds by making another movie about ABBA that sucks so bad it causes the sun to hurl itself into Jupiter, causing all of our blenders to make nothing but the worst kind of virgin daiquiris. Meanwhile, the giant turtles have begun to devour entire cities, causing Don Lemon to speak in reverse English.
Don't believe what you see with your own ears.
Within hours, only a few hundred humans remain as the final survivors mount a last stand by electing Adam Levine as their leader. He tries to make peace by singing. Upon hearing this, the Earth itself implodes, destroying everything ever created except a doomsday bunker full of my pillows, thus completing Super Duper Doomsday. And it was all Trump's fault.
That's the best. The best ever. That was the best. All right. So the ugly truth, as the media, Hollywood, and academia deplore Trump, they wouldn't exist without him. Seriously, if Trump were to disappear, what would they be doing? All right. So if you think these people are sick from Trump anxiety, just imagine their Trump withdrawal. Talk about a doomsday. Fact is, you can't go back after Donald. He's introduced something into politics that we haven't seen in quite a while. It's energy. Media anxiety isn't from the apocalypse. It's from trying to keep up. It's the first time in 8 years they've had to. They see these weird, damp circles underneath their arms, and they go, "What the hell is that, doctor?" It's sweat. Something you didn't see when you were reporting about Obama. So what about us? Things are going pretty good, which means it's time for...
Tough Love with Greg Gutfeld.
Welcome to Tough Love with Greg Gutfeld. Look, I'm not crazy about CNN or Jim Acosta. He's like a tube of Brill cream that learned to pout. But the jeering at the rallies, it's really not a good look. And I mean it. It's like when I drink too much, I think that I look great, but in reality, I shouldn't be in the park wearing nothing but Crocs. They never believe me when I say I'm walking a dog. So, when I see all the yelling at Acosta, I do get the anger. The jeering's born from a cynicism about a press that, under Obama, had their spines removed to make it easier to bend over. And now... it's clean. It's clean. Now that Trump's here, you see the media working overtime, and it's the contrast that bugs you and me. But when you're winning, and you are, you don't need to scream. In fact, I think that's piling on. So my suggestion, stop. And instead, do what my mom always said. Kill him with kindness. Or was it a machete? I could never tell with Mom. It was either kindness or a machete with her. There was no middle ground, but let's stick with kindness. You got to be appreciative and take the high road and be nicer. You'll look better, and it will drive the media even more nuts, and they'll be so confused, they'll probably think it's the end of the world again. Yes! Another great monologue. Let's welcome tonight's guest. That's not a truck backing up. We're just bleeping her filthy language. My co-host on the 5 and anchor of the Daily Briefing, or bleeping, Dana Perino. Besides the TV dinner, she's my favorite Swanson. The original vampire slayer, the legendary Buffy herself, actress Christy Swanson. All right. One of the best intros ever. Her keyboard only has one letter, which is why she's always depressing. National Review reporter Kat Timpf. That's too good. And his baseball cap gets altitude sickness. Former WWE superstar and my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right. Dana, I can't believe I have to say this, but try to keep it clean.
Yes, thank you.
We have some children here in the audience.
I see him. Yeah, he was here for your monologue.
I know. What do you, what do you make of, I guess, the idea of this conflict between the media and the administration, and who should take the high road? Should we take the high road? You know, I remember what Jedediah said on the 5, which kind of struck me. We have, like, when I lecture people, we have the luxury of a show, so we can talk about all the stuff that the audience...
The media driving us crazy, like we have an outlet for it.
But the people at the rallies don't. So when they see CNN, they go, you! Because that's their outlet. So am I wrong?
No, I don't think that that's wrong, but I think that your advice is actually good. The tough love, right? Because I do think, not to get technical on the polls, but you know, he's bleeding women. The approval ratings are plummeting for him with women. And it's not about the economy. They know the economy's good. It's not about Russia. They don't really care about Russia. It's his temperament. And so I think that it's just not helping. It's not necessary. I think that the reporters, they don't even actually need to be in the room. They could be outside. And you're just going to see it on, you have one TV camera, one camera. Like, Jim Acosta doesn't need to be in the room.
But if they're outside,
because he's becoming part of the story, and it's not necessary.
But if they're outside, the story will be, reporters kept outside. Trump's fault. Christy, welcome to the show. So much good news in the economy. Is that what's driving the media kind of nuts, is that they can't figure out what to say about him?
They just want to put him down at any chance that they have. I mean, they just want to just destroy him, like your video that we just saw. And it's terrible. It's bad. And they need to stop. They're aging themselves.
Are they aging themselves?
Yeah.
They look like they're getting gray or white.
Yeah. I mean, they just look so angry and awful, and you know, they need to lighten up. Kindness changes everything.
Yeah, I've noticed Anderson Cooper's hair is totally white. And Stelter, bald. I mean, they're obviously having an effect. Kat, give me some of your deep analysis on what's going on, the current political climate, how you feel. Are you angry? Are you nervous, perturbed?
I'm angry and nervous and perturbed. But it's usually about other stuff, like what about when I get food later? What if I order the wrong thing and I don't like it and I wish I got another thing?
Right.
Or what if when I'm walking down the street someone sneezes on me and then I get a cold again? Or what if I hang out with someone who seems to be healthy but they're actually harboring the cold virus and I wound up getting sick from them because they're still contagious?
I'm seeing a trend here.
There's a lot of things definitely to worry about. I don't worry so much. I mean, the amount of anxiety that some people have about President Trump, only one person should have that kind of anxiety about the president, and that's the president. You know, like he can be a little... He could be a little nervous about making important decisions, but I think actually I get a little more nervous about my food order than he does. He seems like he kind of just is pretty chill about being the president.
No, I think, you know what, I've had talked about this before. To him, it's just another kind of a big project. And he talks about it like it's a job. He will share the details of this job to you that no president ever would, like all the stuff he has to deal with, Tyrus. But I'm glad you made it. You almost didn't make it tonight.
Yeah, I made it.
Stuck on a plane. He was circling. He was circling for 4 hours above this studio.
Yep. It was great. If I could piggyback on Dana Perino for a second, shut up.
I think that would be called. I think that would.
She's got a great core base. She could do it. Maybe not for a long time. At least 3 steps. 3 steps before we go down. But her point is spot on. The Acosta thing. Because of my background in wrestling, and President Trump has a long historic history with wrestling, and this is Vince McMahon 101.
Right.
And Acosta likes the chanting. He likes that stuff because you're exactly right. Why is he not on the outside? Reporters used to do that, but you can't get those reactions and those ratings. He even, so they can see him, stands up higher than the crowd and stands over them.
That's true.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here. And then they get going. They start doing the wrestling chants, you suck, or whatever it is. And he eats it up, and he acts sad and distraught. But he literally, if he got down and walked away to do his report, it would be over. But he's doing it for the attention, for the same reason that he despises President Trump, who seeks attention. They do the same thing. It's because they are involved in a war between the media and specifically, it seems like CNN has become the front runner in this one-on-one dogfight with the president, and they're willing to go anywhere to go after him, but they want to hold themselves in a higher court. But they're the same thing. And Trump, he's the baby face right now. So the crowd's going to cheer him. They're going to boo you. So just be the bad guys.
Yeah, and it is a mismatch because he's a street fighter. This is who he is.
They can't win this fight.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to be a good heel. Like Acosta would have been like, "Hey, shut up, lady," or "How'd you get here? You couldn't afford it." Like, start heckling the crowd back, Acosta. Like,
That's a great idea.
Be a bad guy. Like,
great idea. They should really do that.
They should heckle it. Like, I'm doing a report on you, sir, and your extramaritals. You know, like you just like be a bad guy. Like,
also, they have no sense of humor. Like you were saying earlier, like you can't if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Right, and like laugh.
Yeah, just laugh.
It would be better.
Yeah, I just hope that like I just would like it to just mob people looking like a mob doesn't appeal to me, whether in any shape form, because I'm really a good person at heart. No, I'm not. I'm a terrible person.